Shalom. Koholo Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai would be the true name of the Son of the Heavenly Father, who the world knows is Jesus Christ, but his true ancient Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. The honors to our teachers, the apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the Lord's elect, teaching in truth and sincerity for the sake of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. Yes, 2/3 shall be cut off and die, man. You so-called blacks, Latino, and Native American Indians who cleave to that Edomite spirit, this American lifestyle, ultimate black culture, man. You see, because that's just the ways of the so-called white man, Esau Edom, in which you niggas is nothing more than a spin-off Edomite. You know, you just a Edomite with salt, really, man. And there's two things that the planet Earth is tired of: Edomites and niggas. You see, and you niggas, you a creation of Esau. You see, this is why the Lord tell you, St. John chapter 8 and verse 44. Salaki. Yeah, and Yahweh Shai said this himself. It says, ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your fathers you will do. You see? Yeah, you people, you act just like your father, the so-called white man, Esau Edom. This nigga's the devil. When you go into that word devil, is to be adverse. You see? And what are you adverse towards? Well, you adverse towards the ways of the Lord. And this is Esau in the things that he displayed here on the earth. Everything that this guy put his hands on is going to offend the Lord, man. And which this creation of niggas is just a creation of Israelites that offends the Lord. You see? But yeah, Esau taught you how to be a nigga because that nigga shit came through black culture. But he gave you black culture. You see, one thing that drove black culture is gangster movies, black women, you know, cartoons, you know, no accountability. Everything that pretty much the worst kind of characteristics that can be in a person is put on a pedestal in the black community, man. You see? But yeah, all these things really came from the devil. It says in the lust of your fathers you would do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. You see? So you niggas, you carry out this same spirit here on the earth where you don't abide in truth. You niggas are very shiesty. You know, you got this backdoor spirit. You got a betrayal spirit. You know, you a murderer. You know, these niggas, they glory in having ops and they glory in being killers. Mainly the music within that black community shit is just homicide music, man. You see, music about killing each other. But yeah, this is the type of music that they entertained by. But who gave them that? The devil. And they take hold of that shit, man. You see, so much so it's just in their everyday life. A nigga everyday life is a war zone. You see, and you seen this through that the Houston rodeo event, man. Them niggas out there fighting. And it was just a group of YNs, that black culture stench, man. And the Lord, he hate that spirit, man, because that's a Edomite apparel. You know, and having that apparel, that nigga apparel, man, the dreadlocks, the chalk, you know, nigga got the chalk hairline, the wigs and the lashes, the naked whoredom apparel, all this shit. Just when you look at a nigga, man, the Lord hate that spirit and they gonna get burnt up. You see? Yeah, because real quick, this is Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. Yeah, you so-called blacks, Latino, Native American Indians, 2/3 of you niggas gonna be cut off and die, man. You see? And it's really your behavior. See, the way that you move in the earth is gonna bring forth a destruction. You know, if you plant an apple seed, you can expect the apple tree. Well, when you move like a nigga, you should expect death, man. You should expect the Lord to come down upon you. You should expect cancer. You should expect your foot to get cut off. You should expect to be a baby daddy or a baby mama just moving like a nigga. You should expect to go to jail. You should expect to be rejected from the earth because your father, the devil, he's being rejected, man. The world is rejecting Esau. So how much more for the conduct this nigga come with? You niggas, you carry out Esau's conduct. That's why you're going to be cut off and die. But the third shall be left therein. Why is the third going to be left and brought through the fire? Matter of fact, to continue on, it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried, and they shall be called on Salakia, and they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power, man. Why is the 1/3 gonna be left and it be brought through the fire? Because their mind is not conformed unto the fashion of the so-called white man Esau Edom. You see, the Lord tell you to be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's you taking on a whole different pattern, man. You see, because when you go into that word conform, it takes you back to being fashioned like another's pattern. The Lord planted us real quick. Jeremiah 2 in verse 21. It says, yet I planted thee a noble vine. You see, the Lord planted you a noble vine. You are a royal seed in the earth. You are a prince and princesses in the earth. And the way that you display that spirit is through the ways of the Lord, man. When you following the Lord, you displaying royalty in the earth. You see? But when you following after the so-called white man Esau Edom, you become a degenerate plant, as it continue on to say. He says, I have planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant, a strange vine unto me? Because you became an American, man. Not only did you become an American, you became a real nigga. As for the women, you became a baddie, a bad bitch, Miss Sexy, all this crazy shit that Esau pushed out there, man. But that's a strange vine until the Lord ain't agreeing with that, man. That's a stench in his nose. That's a stain on the legacy that he created to be royalty in the earth. You niggas, man. The Lord said, how has the gold become dim? Because you a fucking Edomite, man, in the mind. You see, you took on this nature, you know, that really is vile to the earth, man. You see, nothing beneficial comes out of the lifestyle of being a nigga. You see? As a matter of fact, you know, just to show a few clips and just lamb backing out the brother Yeshaya from the Birmingham camp. You know, he went into this, separate thyself from 2/3. Because they degenerates, man. And a 2/3 is really being rejected from the earth. And it's going to come into its perfection when the Lord sent forth judgment, man. You know? But just to play this quick clip.
Video where the Houston rodeo got shut down, and would you want to take a few guesses to why the Houston rodeo got shut down? I'll give you a few hints, right? It's not actual cowboys and cowgirls. It's niggas. Niggas got the Houston rodeo shut down. And you say, John, why do you say that? Go watch the videos. It's the behavior, it's the dresses, it's the lack of accountability,
And that's one thing niggas lack, accountability, man. Because one thing a nigga say, it went all us. Everybody was fighting, nigga, but predominantly it was you. And you want to speak against Spanish people, them ain't nothing but niggas too. They act just like us. It was like, I ain't gonna say us. They act just like y'all niggas, man. They just speak Spanish. You see, but they disturb the peace too, man. They women all out of order too. But just continuing on.
Lack of decency, it's a lack of respect for law enforcement.
The lack of decency, man. And you get that with the black women. This bitch, she don't know how to put clothes on, man. She think everything, everywhere she go, her backside got to show. She got to show the world how big her butt is. The lack of decency, so much so, well, modesty offends her. You know, she thinks sexy is modesty. That's why 2/3 got to be cut off, man. Because if this shit was to continue, you'll just have a generation and a society of niggas and sluts, man. No type of etiquette, dignity, sacrecy. None of that, man.
It's nothing new. Like, y'all know it, but y'all can't say it. So I'm gonna say it for you. Niggas got the Houston rodeo shit shut down. I don't know why anyone in Houston would want to even invite this crowd out to do. It makes no sense, man. Like, it was cool and it was just like Bun B and Slim Thug and all these, like, give a couple nights, but they've turned it into Freaknik. Shut it down.
And man, the black woman was out there twerking, bent all over, hands on the ground, just being a freak, man. This bitch, she became the face of whoredom, like the brother said in the video, man. You see? And Jake, man, when you see niggas, bro, you really don't want to be in the same crowd because these niggas might got ops, man. They don't move in the earth with decency. They don't move in the earth like men. These niggas just some shoot from the hip. They just some male figures with the spirit of a woman. And that's dangerous, bro, because a man holds power. You see, but when your mind is regulating like a woman and emotion gets the best of you rather than logic, man, anything can happen, man. You see, shit can pop off at any moment. That's a spirit. When you got niggas around, and I love this brother right here, man. He be going in. You see, when a nigga around, shit can pop off at any moment, man. That's why the Lord gonna destroy you, though. You see? The spirit that you move in here in the earth, that shit ain't gonna always be accepted. Real quick. And just to show you a few clips, man. Going into, because you might say, well, wear helmet at the rodeo. This what the fuck was going on, man. Nigga women, wigs flying everywhere. Then this is the kind of women you got coming up, man. You can't, the spirit of a woman doesn't exist in this young generation, dude. Like, these motherfuckers not women. You got these little niggas playing with the hell. Niggas ain't manly enough to break the fight up. You got fucking Absalons. Niggas just, look at this, weak ass dude, man, playful. This Daytona Beach, But this is just when you invite niggas, gunshots going off, fights breaking out. It's just destructive, man. You can't invite these niggas out, man. And it's so much so where the earth is going to start rejecting you. The people in the earth and ultimate judgment going to come down upon you, man. You see? But just going here. This is Isaiah 32. Man, there's two things people tired of in the world, man. Is Esau and his fucking children, his little spinoffs. These little niggas out here, man. But this is why the Lord tell you to be separate, man. Be of a holy conversation. Because those videos is just people who in that conversation of Edom, in which that conversation goes back into a conduct. You see who communicating with Esau spiritually, man. Far as those who is communicating with the Lord, because like the brother said in the video, being of that holy conversation, of that holy conduct, people marvel at you, man. You see, people marvel at how we move amongst each other, how we got etiquette when we go out and eat amongst these brute beasts. They marvel at that, man. The elites marvel at the etiquette we have. You see, because they even tell you that like the brother was going to tell in the video, and on Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, it tells you how that our fashion is not like unto theirs, man. How we are of another fashion. So they really marvel at how we carry ourselves in the earth because it's of a royal nature. You see, you don't really see royalty amongst these niggas. But yet you get a glimpse into it when you deal with an Israelite man whom Yahweh Shai is dealing with. Not just an Israelite, the nigga, because you got niggas in fringes. But one whom the Lord is actually dealing with, you see that royal nature, and people marvel at it, man. But yet, Isaiah 32:5, it says, the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. You know, but reading this in the NLT, you see, it says, in that day, ungodly fools would not be heroes. Scoundrels would not be respected. You see, and yes, you ungodly fools, man. This is just a nigga in a nutshell. A real nigga is not going to be a hero. You know, you got this little dirt nigga talking about he's the neighborhood hero. But yeah, he's just a nigga, bro. You know? But you got a lot of so-called niggas in that spirit, man. Just thinking they're a main character, but you just an ungodly fool. You know, and hope I'm saying this right, the scoundrels. You see, and it's just, I'm going to go into this word right here. An unprincipled person. And that's just a nigga, because a nigga try to pop your woman. And that ain't no type of principle, man. You see?
Scoundrel.
Yeah, scoundrel. It says here, a disreputable person. You go into this word disreputable. It says not considered to be respectable in character or appearance, you see? In which you consider these women, man, the shit that they wear out in public. No self-respect, no respect for people that's around you, no respect for your elders or children. You know, you just wearing that all out, man. But yet, this is just a person that's a part of black culture as a whole, man. It's no longer going to be respected in the earth. It says, for fools speak foolishness and evil and make evil plans. They practice ungodliness and spread false teachings about the Lord. You see? And this is just, you know, you niggas in America in a nutshell, man. Starting with the so-called white man, Esau Edom. You see? He's that foul person, first and foremost, that's no longer going to be respected in the earth. But how much more for you niggas out there, man, who take on the nature of this devil? You're no longer going to be respected. You see, the Lord is going to destroy you from out of the earth because you're useless. Yeah, you're lost, man. Being lost is to be rendered useless. And ultimately, another definition for being lost is one who must be put to death. So this is going to be your end. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Yep, 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 3, it says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. You see? It says, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, the God of this world being the so-called white man Esau Edom. As you see in the NLT, it says Satan, in which he's the physical counterpart of Satan. Yeah, it says, at least the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, whom is the image of the Most High, shall shine unto them. Yeah, then you'll come into your right mind. But without this gospel, without this truth, you finished, you lost. And when you go into this word lost, it says here, to destroy, to put out of the way entirely, abolish, put an end to ruin, render useless, to kill, to declare that one must be put to death. So this is going to be the end of a nigga that's lost here in America. This is going to be the end of niggas, period, man. You're going to be put to death in your perfection, man, which this is your perfection. So yeah, Akim, I pray that you was edified. I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Lord, what's in this video? Shalom.